Hey, this is Ramon, channel is Alpha 4. We are doing Revelation chapter 3. And today I'm going to try the Douay-Rheims. Okay? Not really big on the Douay-Rheims, to be honest with you. It's not my favorite translation. Chapter 3. Directions. What to write to Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. And to the angel of the church of Sardis write, These things saith he, that hath the 7 spirits of God, and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast the name of being alive, and thou art dead. Be watchful, and strengthen the things that remain, which are ready to die. For I find not thy works full before my God. Have in mind, therefore, in what manner thou hast received and heard, and observe, and do penance. If then thou shalt not watch, I will come to thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know at what hour I will come to thee. But thou hast a few names in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments, and they shall walk with me in white, because they are worthy. He that shall overcome shall thus be clothed in white garments, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, and I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. Now, again, these are letters to the bishops of each church, and this is not the kind of language that I like to read. This translation is done before the King James Version. Elizabethan English aside, what's this talking about? So it's saying to the church of Sardis, and Sardis is another of these, what we would consider towns, but what they would consider cities. And it's basically saying to the city, you know, you've been conquered twice at night. Well, I will also come at night, and I will take you by surprise. So it's basically saying to be watchful and to be on guard. And this goes back to the wedding feast and the watchful wise woman versus the foolish, naive woman. The thief in the night. This has a lot of connotation with previous verses in the New Testament, in the Gospels. And to the angel of the church of Philadelphia write, These things saith the Holy One, and the true One, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have given before thee a door opened, which no man can shut, because thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will bring of the synagogue of Satan, who say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and adore before thy feet, and they shall know that I have loved thee, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon the whole world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. He that shall overcome, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go out no more. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, the new Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. Now we're talking to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia means open door. And this open door, I know that we think of Philadelphia as the city of brotherly love, but it actually means open door. And so they're using that open door metaphor, just like how in Sardis they're using the metaphor of a tragic event that was, or an analogy of the tragic event that happened to the city twice. They're saying the third time it happens, it's going to be Jesus. Well, here they're using the name of the city as an allegory for what Jesus wants to do, which is open the door for the faithful. The point is that whether it means open the door to faith, open the door to belief, open the door to missionary work, open the doors to the kingdom of heaven, open the door to the new Jerusalem and your new name, meaning open the door to baptism. It can mean a lot of different things, but the point is that whatever it means open door. And to the angel of the church of Laodicea, write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness, who is the beginning of the creation of God. I know thy works, and that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. But because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will begin to vomit thee out of my mouth. Because thou sayest, I am rich and made wealthy, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold, fire tried, that thou mayest be made rich, and mayest be clothed in white garments, and that the shame of thy nakedness may not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. Such as I love, I rebuke and chastise. Be zealous, therefore, and do penance. Behold, I stand at the gate and knock. If any man shall hear my voice and open to me the door, I will come in to him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that shall overcome, I will give to sit with me in my throne, as I also have overcome, and am to sit down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith to the churches. Now, in this one, in the letter to the Laodicean bishop, it's saying that they're neither hot nor cold. They're not fully committed one way or the other, and they're going to get rejected, just like those who chose evil would get rejected. That even if you half-heartedly choose good, if you're not fully committed, you're not going to be on the side of the angels. At least not as far as Jesus is concerned through John's interpretation in Revelation. The other thing that's going on here is the man who knocks. Everybody knows that one. But more so, you have the response. So you're seeing several things here. One, there's no hint of a rapture. Okay, not in this. Even though this kind of English, this Elizabethan English, was hard to understand, there's no mention of a rapture. You're also going to notice that white here doesn't mean virginity like some translate it. It actually here means victory. So to the victors, to those who hold true to their faith, they shall get the reward. Okay? And what's that reward? Baptism. Entrance into the new kingdom, into the new Jerusalem, the new heaven. And the other thing that's happening here is that you're seeing that the city is famous for medicine, and it's famous for an eye salve that would help with a type of eye condition. Well, here it's saying it doesn't matter how rich you are, how wealthy your fabrics are, you're going to feel shame. And that shame can only be resolved by faith in God, by faith in Jesus. And without it, it doesn't matter how rich you are, or how many medications you have, or how well everything else is going, you're poor. It doesn't matter how rich you feel if you don't actually have faith. So this is a very complicated and very interesting thing here, because it's arguing a Christian Catholic viewpoint that a lot of prosperity gospel people miss, that a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons miss. If you're of those, what we would call heresies, if you're of those heresies, you're not getting the full meaning here of this text. Because this is saying specifically to people who are like, oh, it's about prosperity. No, it's not. To those who say it's about being happy. No, it's not. You're guaranteed to be miserable, and you're guaranteed to be persecuted and hated. If you choose to be a Christian, you're guaranteed to be persecuted and hated. That's what your guarantee is. Not to make a lot of money. Okay? The reward is richness in faith, not riches in monetary wealth. That's not saying that those things on their own are a bad thing. It's just saying you got to be fully dedicated to your faith. That's what the goal here is. The goal here is not to make a lot of money. If you make a lot of money, it doesn't mean anything one way or the other. What matters is how much faith you have. Again, with the purity thing, the garment being white is not about virginity or you never having committed a sin in your life, because we're all sinners. Again, this is the blotting out of the names out of the book of life. I mean, that goes directly against people who say once saved, always saved. It just takes that right out of the window. It's saying, hey, your name can be taken out of the book of life. You can be saved, you can confess, you can get baptized, you can do all this stuff, and then still you can be lukewarm, and you can sin, and you can fall away. And you don't have to commit a harsh evil to fall away. You can just simply lose your faith. You can still do all the good things, but if you're doing it without faith, it doesn't mean anything. It means nothing without faith. So this is a very, very strong statement that's being said here, even though it sounds like it's almost gentle. It's being very harsh, and it's a very hard thing for people to come to grips with. So they'll come with a whole lot of interesting interpretations to say that this is talking about something much different than faith. You know, it's talking about when Jesus is going to come back, or the rapture, or the tribulation, or the dispensation, or all this other stuff. No. It's saying, you want to enter the kingdom of heaven? The cost to get in is faith. It's pro-indulgences, okay? That you literally have here, buy gold, buy faith from me, okay? Buy my forgiveness. This is literal speaking of like what we as Catholics would interpret as indulgences. It's speaking directly on that and saying, yeah, this is what I want you to do. I want you to spend your money on faith. I don't want you to spend your money on idols or sin. Because if you're spending it on sin, well then, what good is the wealth I'm giving you doing? Do you see? It's very hard. No Christian can live up to this. That's not the point. It's a call to be a better person and to live fully in your faith, because you're about to be tested. Okay? That's where we're at. We're revving up to the big persecution, which is going to be the crux and the ongoing narrative in the story. As you're going to see the persecution get ramped up, you're going to see a lot of tragedies begin to happen, and as these amazing, awe-inspiring things start to happen, terrible, horrible, horrifying, awe-inspiring, amazing things, these miracles happen. Well, it's saying, well, here's the president. Here's how we know that these things are possible. The city that you live in was destroyed twice and rebuilt twice. This city was rebuilt by money from the government. This city was rebuilt by its own wealth. But either way, it was still destroyed and still came back. Eye salves, medicine, medication has cured the sick. We've done it. There are shrines and temples that are known for resurrecting the dead. I've done it. We've seen resurrection. We know that it's real. So it's laying the groundwork for like, hey, here are all these things that you understand that you've seen happen. Okay, now it's all going to happen at once, and it's going to happen to you. So that's it. That's I'm getting kind of excited. I'm getting into it. I wish I had this passion at the beginning of this reading. Anyway, peace, like, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the Douay-Rheims. I don't plan to read from it for a video again. If I do, there's a lot of tongue twisters in there. Talk to y'all later. Good night.